Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is a scene for the Changeling venue. Um, Count Valarius has been doing a lot of thinking, a lot of pondering, and a lot of soul searching. He has gone to his best friends, people he trusts most in the world, asking them the most intimate questions, basically to give their assessment of him, give their opinions. He went to each of them and he asked the very simple question if he was pure of heart. The questions were various, the answers were various, different responses, some touching, some rather harsh. But all in all, I do believe that Valerius has come to a decision as he is in a study and quiet contemplation.
With Valarius in his study, there will be a knock at his door.
Valerius will go up, answer the door. Hello.
Standing at the door is Delwin.
That's really creepy. But please come in.
Sure. He comes in and has a seat.
Valerius would a little nervous. Will kind of start pacing a little bit. A thin film of sweat would appear on his face as he kind of smooths his hair and takes his seat, rattles his thumbs.
Is there a problem?
Uh, I've been thinking a lot about this. A lot, actually. Um, and I thought the answer would come to me easily. And it would be something that I could just throw myself into, and lo and behold, it would be the answer. However, it's come to my attention through my many questions that it's not simple. Anything worth fighting for is rarely simple. But to the question you posed before, um, I have an answer.
I'm all ears.
Am I my gut reaction, my very firm gut reaction would be to simply say no to such a question, only because of the fact that I believe being pure of heart is not something you would just claim to be. It is, in my opinion, very presumptuous and extremely vain to do such a thing. To think of yourself beyond repute, to think yourself perfect. I think that being pure of heart is not necessarily a place, but a destination, something you strive towards, something uh, that requires you to be a constant work in progress. I believe that to truly be pure of heart requires you to be able to not only do what you believe is right in your heart of hearts, but being able to live with those decisions that you made. So, in that realization, I believe that I am a work in progress working towards that end.
Very elegantly put. And completely wrong.
Interesting.
I am pure of heart, but I'm not perfect.
Well, then, I do believe I am, but not for the traditional reasons of being pure of heart. All of that to say is I think I am. If I was too vague before.
You said you talked to your friends. What did your friends say?
The answers were different. Some said I was completely not. Some said I was definitely so.
That's pretty conflicting.
It is. Some believe that they don't believe in me as hard as I thought they did. And those that I thought would doubt me turned out to trust me more than more than others. It was very liberating.
Sounds like it's very enlightening.
It was. But at the end of the day, it's how I see myself. And quite honestly, yeah, I think I am purified.
What is your definition of pure of heart?
My definition. Being pure of heart is being able to be loyal, just, and willing to do what is necessary. And being able to make the hard decisions that other people can't. Being able to know that in your heart of hearts that you're doing the right thing.
That definition is exactly what I would expect to hear out of a general.
That's what I am.
No, general's a title. You could say you are a warrior. You can say you are a leader. General is just a title.
So then, yes, I consider myself a warrior and a leader.
Myself, not so much a warrior. Leader, from time to time. I don't know if I necessarily agree with your definition of pure of heart. With the conflicting opinions on your character, do you feel that if you were to undergo the ritual, you would succeed?
Yes.
You sound so certain.
I believe that nothing you do in life should ever be unsure, and rarely things I do are met with uncertainty. I am very certain. If you walk into something thinking that you'll fail, then you'll fail.
What if I were to tell you that in order to become a member and be bestowed the gifts that come with it,
Mhm.
that you would have to keep secrets from your wife?
I believe in the love and marriage that I have for my wife, that if I had to keep a secret, she would understand.
You think so?
Yes.
What if in your duties for the Crystal Circle that you had to leave without telling her your destination and be gone for an unknown amount of time?
I believe that she would be upset, angry. There would most definitely be an argument. But at the end of the day, she would be able to trust me. At the end of the day, I know that it's the love that we have for each other that keeps us going.
You have the Oath of True Hearts?
Yes.
What about your land? If you had to walk away from it
My
for...
land, when I became a baron, I didn't have any land. When I became a squire, my parents were moving from place to place. I didn't have the place to call my own. Going off and just not having something again wouldn't be that much of a shock to me. I appreciate it. I love it. I earned it. But being able to walk away from that wouldn't be the hardest thing in the world.
Do you ever feel like walking away from it?
Yeah, honestly.
Why?
Mostly because I feel as if sometimes that walking away from something that's hard is convenient. And I believe that it hurts. And if you don't actually have these conflicting emotions, you aren't exactly being true to yourself. And believing like you don't have these emotions only hinders you. So yeah, from time to time, I'll have the thoughts of like leaving and dropping everything, taking my wife and running away, but it's not practical. It's not who I am.
Where would you go?
It's the dreaming. Where couldn't I go?
Very true. You personally like the sound of the waves.
Personally, I like exploring. and finding new places and new ideals. I like swimming. It's fun.
And you picked an appropriate bride. If you had to pick,
I'd like to think that
go ahead.
I'd like to think that we found each other when we needed each other the most. And the feelings we had simply grew into what we have now. So yes, appropriate.
If you had to pick a fictional character to be pure of heart, who would you pick?
Do I have to give one answer or
No, you give multiple.
like a top? Okay,
Just whatever you feel.
pure of heart. I would have to say my personal favorite would be Aladdin. I think that he is definitely pure of heart. Um, to me, because he always wants to do the right thing, but countless times he always falls short. He always falls short. His wife, Princess Jasmine, is always catching him in lies, and it's always that drive to not only succeed but to truly do and live by the aspirations you set out. And all in all, I think he was really noble. Not pristine, but noble and pure. The second one I think would have to be, some might disagree with me, but I would have to say Sir Lancelot. I would say he is pure of heart because, yeah, he wasn't the king. He was never Sir Arthur, but he was always able to follow his judgment and his convictions. And I believe being pure of heart is being able to carry out your convictions. If you're convicted about something and you truly believe that this is the direction you should go, it's not only seeing the direction but being able to walk that path. And I think this is what made him formidable, even scary in battle. Um, that even though he fell short in a lot of ways, I still believe that a lot of what Arthur would soon become had a lot to do with who Sir Lancelot was and is.
Would you consider betraying the trust of your friend to be an action of someone who's pure of heart?
Trust is a very fragile thing, and I believe that that should never ever be the first option for the greater good. I believe that sometimes there is no right choice, it's the better choice.
What if I were to tell you that in the Aladdin story, Aladdin was the least pure of heart in the character in that entire story? That surprise
I
you?
would say that each person has an asshole, and each person is entitled to their opinion.
In the story of Aladdin, the genie is the only person who's pure of heart.
According to you, I do believe the genie is pure of heart, but I also believe that sometimes being pure of heart is not necessarily being pristine, because in a lot of ways, I think the genie was perfect in a lot of ways. As in, he was always giving Aladdin the right advice, the right choices, what he should do, and constantly there as a driving force.
You
Who was the
somehow,
genie? We don't act, who was he? We see the genie in one aspect of his life.
do you somehow equate pure of heart with some kind of morality?
Yes and no. Pure of heart can be a morality, and pure of heart can be a state of being, a sliding scale. There are rarely things in this world that are absolutes.
When it comes to the crystal circle, you're either pure of heart or you're not. The ritual will tell us. The
And I
ritual is
believe I'll
powered.
succeed.
The ritual is powered by the dreaming. So the dreaming will be the one to decide.
No stranger to the dreaming.
Yes, you are. I've overseen the ritual many times. I have a pretty good idea of what the dreaming feels is pure of heart and what it doesn't.
So you're saying I would fail?
I don't know. You might not. I think when it comes to the dreaming, your idea of pure of heart is flawed. To
He just
be
kind of gives you, oh, well, doesn't really respond.
morality actually has nothing to do with being pure of heart, despite popular opinion.
What do you think?
To be completely pure of heart, you must know who you are and act like it. It's that simple. I say Aladdin wasn't pure of heart because he so quickly abandoned who he was, just to get the woman.
Hmm.
That's not the act
That's
of
one
someone
way
who's
of looking
pure
at
of
it.
heart. Well, that's the only way of
That's
looking
one
at
way
it
of,
when it comes to the crystal circle.
well, I believe that in order to even exist in the dream, you have to be open to change, at least in some form or fashion. The banality will consume you if you weren't.
Well, naturally, who you are is not static.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying that I don't know if you're pure of heart or not.
That's a fair assessment.
Do you
But
abandon
I
who
believe
you
that.
are in the sake of for when you are pressured?
No. It's probably why a lot of my friends thought I wasn't pure of heart. Because I didn't cave underneath the pressure. I will always be me.
When it comes to morality, if I didn't think you were a good person, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Sure enough. But sometimes you have to work through the emotion to get to the final destination.
So you wish to continue forward?
I do.
Okay. I will speak to who I need to speak to get the ball rolling, so to speak. There will be a quest into the dreaming that you must accomplish. You must get the
Okay.
items required for the ritual.
Where in the dreaming will I be going? How far?
That's up for the seers to determine. The ingredients are different for each person.
All right.
You do know when you walk into the crystal circle, you don't walk in with any titles but sorcerer.
Like you said before, my title doesn't make me who I am.
Good answer. All right. I will go contact the seers to determine what is needed for your ritual.
All right.
And when it's determined, I'll be in touch.
Very well then.
Just in case you're curious, my name is actually Delwin.
You actually haven't given me a reason to doubt you just yet.
Oh, I'm sure I will.
I'm sure you will too.
I am the leader of the Crystal Circle.
Leaders are important.
An unfortunate necessity.
But leaders also have their time and their place.
That they do. He gives you a look of concern.
Valarius would give him a look of quiet confidence.
Are you wishing to lead the circle already?
I didn't say that.
No, you didn't. And with that, Delwin exits the room. So what is on
Valarius,
Valarius' mind right now?
Good. Holy shit. Um, damn, he proved he was a Fiona, alright. Valarius is conflicted, anxious, and excited all at the same time. He is very sure of what he's doing, but the confliction comes from the fact that sometimes his emotions speak first and the thoughts come later. And it hasn't failed him yet, but he's not about to abandon it.
Right? And if you have,
he did
oh, go ahead.
he didn't expect to pound his chest that hard, but apparently it came off that way.
Yeah, that's one major interpretation of what you said.
Yeah, kind of. A lot of foreshadowing. I don't know. We'll see what happens to Valarius. It's interesting.
Yeah. With that, we'll end the scene.
Yep. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been a Sync for the Changeling venue. Sayonara.